Okay, here's some more using the difference quotient without limits, meaning we're just practicing the algebra, which is one of the first things you will learn in Calculus 1. So I'm going to do a bunch of problems here, and you're welcome to look at them. So here's the difference quotient. You've already used it in class, and we're going to do some more problems. So the first one we're going to do is f of x equals 4x plus 3. So our difference quotient is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So this is going to equal 4. Everywhere there's an x here, we're going to put x plus h from here. This was your x here. And I just inputted x plus h. Now don't forget to add your plus 3. And we just took care of this part right here. Now we're going to subtract the whole function. So minus the whole function, make sure you put in parentheses or brackets, which would be 4x plus 3. And don't forget to divide by h. Now all you're going to do is simplify the numerator, so you get 4x plus 4h plus 3 minus 4x minus 3 all over h. Now we're going to simplify the numerator, and we're going to get 4h over h, which equals 4. And then box our answers. Another one, we'll go a little faster. We have f of x equals negative 3x. Negative, where's the negative? Come on, negative. This is killing me. Let's just go to the next page. Alright, I'll start down lower. F of x equals negative 3x plus 1. So our difference quotient is f of x plus h minus f of x over h equals, and I'm going to input everywhere there's an x here, I'm going to put the x plus h. So there's the x plus h. And then minus our function. And our whole function is here. So that's negative, excuse me, 3x plus 1 all over h. Simplify your numerator, you get negative 3x minus 3h plus 1 plus 3x minus 1 all over h. Simplify the numerator, and we get negative 3h over h, which equals negative 3. And we can box our answer. Those are the easier ones. The middle size ones, or the middle difficulty ones, we have f of x equals x squared minus x plus 4. And we're applying the difference quotient, minus f of x over h, which equals, everywhere there's, I'm just going to write this equation, and everywhere there's an x, like here and here, I'm going to input x plus h. I didn't forget my 4. Now I'm going to subtract the whole function. And the whole function is, this is the f of x. So I'm just going to input that, which is x squared minus x plus 4. And it's all over h. I use my factoring properties. So this is going to be x squared plus, just simplify the numerator, get rid of the parentheses. Oh, I forgot my h squared minus x minus h plus 4. I should have moved this over. Let me move all this over a little bit. Okay, so I have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus x minus h plus 4, and then distribute the negative, or you're multiplying everything by negative 1. So we get negative x squared plus x minus 4 all over h. Let's see what we can cancel out. Cancel out the x's and the 4's. Excuse me. So we get, I'll just do it in order, 2xh plus h squared minus h over h. I'm going to factor out an h, so I get h times 2x plus h minus 1 over h. The h's cancel here, because h divided by h is 1. And now my final answer would be 2x plus h minus 1. Alright, another one. Let's do f of x equals x squared plus 5x minus 1. We're going to apply the difference quotient, which is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. And we're going to let this equal. So I'm going to put parentheses here, squared plus 5 times x minus 1. So everywhere there's a x, I'm going to input x plus h. And then I'm going to subtract my whole function. So my whole function is here. I'm going to subtract it. And that's going to be x squared plus 5x minus 1 all over h. Clean up the numerator. We get x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 5x plus 5h minus 1. Distribute the negative 1 here, and we're going to get minus x squared minus 5x plus 1 all over h. And see what we can cancel here. These two cancel. The 5x cancels. The 1's cancel. So I'm going to get, this one I'll just do it this way. 2xh plus h squared plus 5h over h. And if you factor out the h, we get 2x plus h plus 5 all over h. Our h's cancel, and therefore we have our answer. The next one we're going to try is, I'm going to show you the one with x cubed. So we have x cubed, f of x, equals x cubed minus 2. We're going to apply the difference quotient. So everywhere there's an x, I'm going to input x plus h. Now don't forget to add your minus 2 here when you do that. So now we're going to have x plus h, and this is cubed. Our x is cubed. So this was our x from here. Alright, minus your whole function, which is x cubed minus 2. Now, here, this one right here, there's some properties that you'll learn later on. And it's also in your appendix in your textbook. But basically, I'll show you what this equals. This equals x cubed plus, we'll take the 3, 3x squared h plus 3xh squared. These add up, this is h to the first power, these add up to 3, plus h cubed. Alright, then we just subtract and clean up the rest. Alright, you could take this and just FOIL it out. Write it down 3 times and FOIL it out, and you would get this. There's some other tricks too, but this is all over h. Let's clean it up. X cubed goes away. The 2 goes away. Anything else? No. So I'm going to factor out an h here. And I'm going to get 3x squared plus 3xh plus h squared all over h. The h's cancel, and that would be your answer. Alright, and let's do one more. This is one we did in class, but you might have it on your test, so let's make sure we can do it again. Alright, so we're going to apply the difference quotient. So everywhere there's an x, this is an x, I'm going to input x plus h. And this, we already did this in class, so you can just write x plus h, that's your x. Don't forget the plus 3. So this part here was your x. And then we're going to subtract the whole function. Our common denominator is x plus h plus 3. And then we're going to ask ourselves what times our old denominator gives us the new one. And it's x plus 3. So x, this times 1 is x plus 3. Basically, it's not cross multiplying because there's not an equal sign here. But in this case, since our common denominator is pretty basic, we can kind of do that. Minus, and we're just going to, what times this denominator gives us this denominator, or what's missing, and it's this piece. So we're going to just subtract this times 1 is x plus h plus 3. Oops. Now, we clean the numerator up a bit. Oh, this is all over h. So now I'm moving over here. So let's move back over here. So we have x plus 3 minus x minus h minus 3 all over x plus h plus 3 times x plus 3, all divided by h, which is this. I'll go ahead and divide it by what? H. So clean this all up. 3's cancel. The x's cancel. So I have negative h over x plus h plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 3 times 1 over h. So the h's cancel, because h divided by h is 1, and we're going to get negative times 1, so that's negative 1 all over the quantity of x plus h plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 3. And that is your final answer. And that is it.